In this verse, the greatness or the greatest fortune of Maharaj Nanda and Mother Yashoda is being discussed. Just before this shloka of Maharaj Parikshit, Sukadeva Goswami described the pastime of Krishna eating mud and then showing the entire Brahmanda to Mother Yashoda, universal form. And it was described how Krishna exhibited his super excellent opulence, Vishwarupa, the entire cosmic manifestation under his control. And after that, showing the universal form, the baby Krishna started drinking milk from Mother Yashoda's breast. So this made Parikshit Maharaj ask this question. What is the fortune of Mother Yashoda? This Supreme Lord is drinking milk from this lady. Who is she? What are her glories? Why Krishna, that Supreme Lord, has become her child? Can you please tell, oh my dear glorious Brahmana, Sukadeva Goswami? So just before this, the previous verse tells the greatness of Krishna. And that verse, just one verse before this, Traya cha Upanishad bhicha. Trayi. In Sanskrit, Trayi refers to Vedas. Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda, they talk about glories of Lord Krishna, Narayana, continuously. Trayi cha Upanishad. Vedas and Upanishads and Sankhya Yoga ischa. Sukadeva Goswami said, oh my dear Parikshit Maharaj, Vedas, Upanishads and Sankhya Yoga, Satvatair upagiyamana. Satvata, the devotees, they continuously glorify Krishna's greatness from Vedas, Upanishads and Sankhya Yoga. Upagiyamana mahatmyam. Mahatmya means glories, greatness, opulence of Lord Krishna from the Vedas, Upanishads and Sankhya Yoga. Harim, who is that great person? Hare, the Supreme Lord. That Supreme Lord whose glories are described in Vedas, Upanishads and in Sankhya Yoga, Samanya Atmajam. Yashoda treated that great person as Samanya Atmaja. Atma means self, Ja means Janma, birth. Atmaja means born from you, means your child is called Atmaja. Samanya Atmajam. This Supreme Lord whose glories are filled in every nook and corner of the Vedas and Upanishad was treated as an ordinary child by Mother Yashoda. After hearing this statement, Maharaj Parikshit asked, oh, such great person was treated like a Samanya Atmaja, as an ordinary boy? Then what is her greatness? Who is she? What has she done? She and her husband, Maharaj Nanda. So this is Maharaj Parikshit's question. To answer Maharaj Parikshit's question, Sukadeva Goswami narrated Damodara pastime to tell how fortunate Mother Yashoda, Maharaj Nanda, and how their bhakti or their love is so great that made Krishna play as Samanya Atmaja. So this is the background of Damodar Lila. Just before Damodar Lila, Krishna ate mud. Balaram came and complained. Mother Yashoda chastised Krishna, asked him to open the mouth, and Krishna opened the mouth and showed Brahmanda, the universal form. And then after seeing the Brahmanda, then Mother Yashoda, she said, okay, what is this all that I am seeing? And she embraced her child, and Krishna started drinking the milk from Mother Yashoda. And Sukadeva Goswami said, that this Supreme Lord is glorified in the Vedas and Upanishad. He is Mahatma, he is a great person. But he was treated as Samanya Atmaja. Samanya means ordinary child. Yashoda didn't bother whether Krishna is God or not God. All that mattered to Yashoda was, he is my son, he is my child. That's all that mattered to Yashoda. That made Parikshit curious. Why is somebody thinking such a great Lord as an ordinary child? Why are they treating him like Samanya Atmaja? And why Krishna was also listening to them and behaving with them like a Samanya Atmaja? I want to know. So then when Sukadeva Goswami answered that the Yashoda and Maharaj Nanda, originally they are the eternal father and mother of Lord Krishna, called Drona and Dhara. And they prayed to Lord Brahma, my Lord, let us, please grant us so that we appear on the planet Earth, so that when Krishna appears, he will appear in our womb so that he can spread bhakti and liberate all the living entities. So then Brahma said Tathastu, and then this Drona and Dhara appeared. Srila Prabhupada explains this is the difference between Nitya siddha and sadhana siddha. And Prabhupada also explains who are the Nitya siddhas. Nitya siddhas are personal expansion of Krishna's own body. Krishna's own body expansions are called Nitya siddha. And they play a very, very great role in Krishna's pastimes. And sadhana siddhas are ordinary living entities, but they are elevated to a certain position because of their severe austerities and sadhana. Through their sadhana, through their tapasya, through their, whatever austerities, they achieve certain exalted position. And they are Devaki and Vasudeva. Devaki and Vasudeva also played the role of father and mother of Lord Krishna, but to play that role, they had to perform so much of austerity. Only then Supreme Lord granted them, okay, to fulfill your desire, I will appear as your child. But to get Krishna as their child, they had to perform so much of tapasya, severe austerities. But here, Drona and Dhara, that is Nanda and Yashoda, they didn't perform any tapasya. They just desired. Because they're always natural father and mother of Krishna. They're Nitya siddhas. They're eternal associate and companions of Lord Krishna. They're servants, but they're eternal associates of Lord Krishna. So they don't have to do any tapasya. They desired and they appeared as father and mother of Lord Krishna. And especially, Parikshit Maharaj is asking that Devaki and Vasudeva, they did not see this glorious pastimes of Lord Krishna's childhood pastimes, even though they are father and mother. But Maharaj Nanda and Yashoda, they witnessed, they were part of all these pastimes. How is that? He wanted to understand the difference between why Devaki and Vasudeva didn't get that opportunity and why Maharaj Nanda and Yashoda got that opportunity. For which Sukadeva Goswami is explaining how Maharaj Nanda and Yashoda, they are Nitya siddhas, they are eternal parents of Lord Krishna, and Devaki and Vasudeva, they are sadhana siddhas, and they performed severe austerities and they achieved this. But what fortune and what the special access that Maharaj Nanda and Yashoda have that Devaki and Vasudeva don't have. So that's what is being described. And then Sukadeva Goswami then goes on describing Damodar Lila to elicit, to expand the fortune of Mother Yashoda and Maharaj Nanda. How fortunate they are. What a special favor of Lord Krishna they have got upon them. So that is where Damodar Lila begins. And in this nice Damodar Lila, you see that Sukadeva Goswami begins this 10th canto, 9th chapter. And then in this 9th chapter, Sri Sukadeva Goswami starts, Ekada Grihadasishu. Ekada, once upon a time, Grihadasishu, all the servants, Yashoda Maharani, she is a queen of Gokul. She has got many, many servants. But all those servants were busy. Ekada Grihadasishu Yashoda Nandagehini. She is the queen of Maharaj Nanda, Yashoda. Karmantara Niyukta. So, Karmantara Niyukta. They were all engaged in various other activities. So, Yashoda herself personally, Nirmanthau Swayam Dadhi. Swayam, personally, Nirmanthana. She engaged in churning the butter. Dadhi. She started churning the curd in order to make butter. There is a reason behind it. The reason is in the previous chapter. The previous chapter was about how Krishna Balaram started crawling, started walking and created havoc in Gokul, entering into everybody's house and making so much of, pastimes. And all the Gopika Stris came to Maharaj Nanda's house and complained to Nanda Maharani. And there's a lot of beautiful complaints they gave. How Krishna enters in a stealthy way and how he steals the butter, and sometimes they hang the butter so that Krishna cannot reach, but somehow he makes, that different layers of level and ladder, and he climbs and he eats and he feeds monkeys, and then he spills over and he pinches the children and he beats them. Like this, he creates so much of disturbance in their house. So, and they say that we hide the butter in the dark room, but somehow Krishna comes, and then they say that with his jewelry light, he figures out where is the butter and he eats. Then they say, better you remove all the jewel that you put on Krishna. Then they say, don't remove it, because even though you remove, from his body there is certain glow coming. So from which he is able to figure out. So all these complaints they gave. So Yashoda Maya, she was thinking, why is Krishna going and stealing butter from everybody's house? Is there something less in my house? Is that butter not enough? That what I am making? So she was thinking. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives a very beautiful explanation. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, why Krishna was going and stealing butter everywhere? Actually, all the Gopikas, Stris, when they were making butter, they were continuously thinking of Krishna. With so much of love, they were thinking of Krishna. They were thinking of the great fortune of Yashoda. Oh, how Yashoda is so fortunate. How she always, able to see Krishna. She's able to feed Krishna. She personally makes butter and gives to Krishna. Like this, they always. And they also had desire that Krishna should come to their house and take their butter and eat. So they were offering prayers. That is why Krishna was going. And when Krishna goes and steals butter, and the Gopikas, the elderly gopis, they call Krishna, you thief, you're coming and stealing our butter. And then Krishna would reply them back, I am not thief, you are thief. And the acharyas tell, actually Krishna was speaking truth. He was not thief. In fact, they are the thieves. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. In the Ishopanishad, it is said that everything belongs to Lord Krishna. Krishna is the real owner. Calling him a thief is actually an offense, because he is the real owner. Everything belongs to him. You are not the owner. Just because the butter is in your house, the gopis started thinking it is our butter. And he is coming and stealing our butter. Krishna is giving them the real knowledge. What is that real knowledge? I am not thief. I am the real enjoyer. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. I am the bhoktara, enjoyer of yajna and tapasya. that you're doing yajna and tapasya of churning butter. I am the real enjoyer of that. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, everything belongs to me. I am coming and taking whatever belongs to me. Don't call me thief. You are the thief who thinks that this belongs to you and claiming false ownership. And then why Krishna was specifically interested in butter? So that is where Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains, when Krishna will come and steal butter, when our heart becomes as soft as butter, with bhakti, with compassion, when our heart becomes as soft as butter is so soft, isn't it? Then Krishna will come and steal the butter. He'll come and steal our hearts. When our heart becomes as pure as butter white, right? When we cleanse our heart, cheto darpanamarjanam, how the gopis had cleansed their heart by continuously singing the glories of Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam it is explained how Bhuvanatrayam, they were continuously, throughout the day, whatever work they were doing, they were singing the glories of Krishna and they were doing. By singing the glories of Lord Krishna, that is Sankirtana, the heart becomes cleansed. When our heart becomes cleansed and it becomes as pure as white, like the butter, Krishna will come to steal that butter. When it becomes soft, right now, Sukadeva Goswami says our heart is as hard as stone, like a steel frame. In second canto Srimad Bhagavatam, he says, our heart has become like very hard, not like butter. It's not at all soft. It becomes soft when the bhakti enters there. Like Lochan Das Thakur says that by hearing the glories of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, that even stones melted. So even Sukadeva Goswami tells the same thing. When one hears the glories of Lord Krishna, their stone-like heart melts. So like that, when our heart melts like butter, becomes pure like butter, Krishna will come to steal that time. So Yashoda was thinking, oh, Krishna is going everywhere and stealing butter. Let me personally do butter, special butter, and I will feed him so that he will not go anywhere, so that nobody will come and complain. I'm fed up of hearing everybody's complaint. So that is why here it is said, Nirmantha Swayam Dadhi. Swayam, she personally started churning butter. And how she was doing? The whole Krishna conscious philosophy is there in this one verse. Yani yani ha gitani tad balacharitani cha dadhi nirmanthane kale smaranti tani agayata. Whole our Hare Krishna philosophy is there. What is that? Yani yani ha gitani. What is this yani yani ha gitani? While she was churning the butter, while she was doing her daily routine activities, what she was doing? Tad bala charitani cha. Bala charita. Charita means activities of that bala, that baby Krishna. Gitani. What do you mean by Gitani? Singing, chanting, remembering. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. You see? Yani yani ha gitani tadbala charitani cha dadhi nirmanthane kale. At the time of churning the butter, she was singing the glories of Lord Krishna, his pastimes, smaranti, and remembering those pastimes. Tani agayata. In that way she was doing. This is exactly what we are all supposed to do. Following the footsteps of Mother Yashoda, whatever activities we do, at that time what should we do? We should think of Lord Krishna, we should remember Krishna, we should sing his glories and then do that activities. This is exactly what Krishna told to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter. Which is that verse? Which is that verse? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha. What is yuddha for Yashoda? Churning the butter. What is yuddha for Arjuna? Fighting in the warfield. What is yuddha for us? For us it may be cooking, for somebody it is cleaning, for somebody fundraising, for somebody book distribution, for somebody administration, yuddhyacha. But what should be the precondition of that? Mamanusmara yuddhyacha. That's what Yashoda was doing. This is Vrindavan attitude. What is Vrindavan attitude? Thinking of Krishna, remembering Krishna, glorifying Krishna, do your work. And that's what Yashoda was doing. Because what is question of Maharaj Parikshit? Why Yashoda is so great? And what that great person is doing? That great person is doing yani yani ha geetani tadbala charitani cha dadhi nirmanthana kale manthana dadi manthana kale. She was singing and remembering. So what should we all do? Whichever service we are doing, we should be thinking of Krishna. And what is Yashoda thinking? She's thinking, oh, this butter I'll feed Krishna. If cook is cooking, making bhoga for the Lord, that should be, oh, I'm cleaning the rice. It should be very clean for Krishna. I'm washing the vessel. It should shine for Krishna. I'm cleaning the room. It should be very neat and clean for Krishna. In that mood, in that consciousness we should do. That is Vrindavan Bhakti. I'm doing for Krishna. Not that, oh, this one headache, somehow let me do. I don't like this, but what to do? I have no other option. No. Or somehow let me finish fast and let me go and sleep. No. Yashoda is not thinking like that. She's applying Mayarpita Mano Buddhihi Mame Vaishyasi Asamshayaha. Without any doubt, you will achieve me. For that, you have to apply your mind and intelligence. To apply mind and intelligence in thinking of Krishna, remembering Krishna. This is the abhyasa, which is called sadhana. For Yashoda, it is natural because she is Nitya siddha. For us, it is not natural, but we can achieve it through our sadhana. That sadhana we have to do properly. Not that mechanically, like devotees, okay, now I become a devotee, so mechanically I'll do my work. Mechanical way of doing will not help. One has to maya arpita mano buddhihi. One has to engage. Means you have to engage, make efforts to engage your mind and intelligence. Effortlessly Yashoda will do. But we have to do with efforts. Right? So she was doing this. At that time, Krishna was sleeping in the next room. He got up, rubbing his eyes. He came towards Mother Yashoda. And he was hungry. Generally, when the children are asleep and when they get up, they feel hungry. So Krishna got up and he came rubbing his eyes and looking at Mother Yashoda. He was feeling hungry and he came and he sat on the lap of Mother Yashoda. And he said, I'm hungry. I want to drink milk. And then Yashoda, oh, you are hungry? You want to drink milk? And she started breastfeeding him. This is what Parikshit Maharaj is saying. Oh, the Supreme Lord, Mahatma, the glorious Lord, is drinking milk from Yashoda. She is able to feed Yashoda. This is not ordinary. You don't find this, other great devatas doing this. You've never seen Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, other Indra, great devatas. They have never done this activity. How Yashoda is able to do this? So, this fortune of Yashoda, we have to understand very carefully. Acharyas explain there are 5 types of knowledge. 5 types of knowledge. The first knowledge is called Jada Vidya. Jada Vidya. What does Jada Vidya means? Material knowledge. What is this material knowledge? Just like how this world works, isn't it? How the greatness of the matter, like all this great universities that are teaching us. And we are all studying and we are getting so much of salary. And we think, oh, this is so great. How fan works, how computer works. See how the silica, you make chip out of it and how it functions. That's all connected to Jada. That itself is so captivating and bewildering. Right? That is first knowledge. There are so many people, they don't even know Jada Jnana also. And above, the superior to Jada Jnana is Atma Jnana. First of all, Jada itself, not some ordinary thing. The first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam says, Tejo Vari Mridam. This Tejo Vari Mridam, which is Jada, is not some ordinary Jada. Krishna has created wonder through that Jada. To understand that wonder is what engineering, technology, and today they're trying to do all that. But above that is Atma Jnana, understanding how Atma is different from Jada and how Atma is superior to Jada. That is called Atma Jnana. And above Atma Jnana is called Nirbheda Brahma Jnana. Nirbheda Brahma Jnana. That there is Brahman, that supreme Brahman, and you think that how I and that Brahman have the same quality. We have the same quality. And then you tend to think that, oh, because the qualities are all same, I am only that Brahman. That's why they say, Aham Brahmasmi, which is anyway wrong thinking, which is not perfect thinking, it is incomplete thinking. Right? That is called Nirbheda Brahma Jnana. Jada Jnana, Atma Jnana, Nirbheda Brahma Jnana. When you further make advancement, when you develop your knowledge, refine it, then you understand that you are different from Brahman, you are subordinate to that Brahman, and the Brahman is glorious, is ultimate, and that is called Ishvara Aishwarya Jnana. What is that? Ishvara Aishwarya Jnana. Aishwarya of the Ishvara. And that Brahman is Ishvara, and what is his position, what are his activities, his opulence, his greatness, his power. That is stunning. It is bewildering. Ishvara Aishwarya Jnana. Right? And above this Jnana above this Ishvara Aishwarya Jnana, Acharya says, Shuddha Madhurya Jnana. That is what Parikshit Maharaj is trying to inquire. When Sukadeva Goswami described how Krishna displayed universe, that is Aishwarya Jnana of the Lord. But Parikshit Maharaj is now more curious that Supreme Lord, who has got so much of Aishwarya, is drinking milk from Yashoda. So what is making him? There is something, right? That is what Sukadeva Goswami is now in the Damodar Lila is going to describe the madhurya. That same Ishvara who has got so much Aishwarya also has another aspect called madhurya. And that madhurya, that sweetness, the sweet exchange between Yashoda and Krishna is that jnana that one should be aware. Because Krishna is attracted to Yashoda because of this madhurya prema or madhurya bhakti. Tata prema bhaktim swakame prayacha. I want that kind of prema bhakti. Isn't it? And this is called madhurya, shuddha madhurya jnana. How to understand this? You see, people surrender to God because God is great. God is so great, you have to surrender. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna many times declares this. You surrender unto me because I am so great. Right? Like this, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Surdam Sarvabhutanam, Gyatvam Shantim Ruchati. I am Sarvaloka Maheshwara. Like this, many places Krishna talks about his greatness. And it is very natural when you see the greatness of the Lord, you will feel like surrender to that greatness. Oh, here is a great person. Just like when you understand, oh, Google is so great, you think I should go and work there. Whenever you realize greatness, you feel like going and serving there. That's very natural. Now, your relationship with that Supreme Lord, Krishna, can get disturbed when you become aware of his Aishwarya. Disturb is not in a negative sense. Your behavior with the Supreme Lord can change, can get affected when you become aware of the Aishwarya of the Lord. The examples is in Bhagavad Gita 11th chapter. Arjuna is very friendly with Krishna, right? He's a friend, Sakha. Krishna also, Krishna himself admits, Bhaktosi Sakha me cheti, you are my friend. And they have that friendship, very nice, right? But when Arjuna saw Vishwarupa, universal form of Lord Krishna in the 11th chapter, what happened to his friendship behavior with Krishna? It changed. He said, who are you? He was telling Twam, you, and suddenly now he started telling Bhavan. Bhavan is like in Hindi, aap. Twam is tum, right? Tum kya kar rahi ho? And now you say, aap kya kar rahi ho aap? So now you understood, Hare, you're not the same person. You are Supreme Lord. You got so much of opulence. You got so much of Aishwarya. Right? So now Arjuna's behavior with Krishna changed to awe and reverence. When he became aware of the Ishvara Aishwarya. Now Arjuna got Ishvara Aishwarya Jnana, and that affected his certain behavior with Krishna. You understand? Now Sukadeva Goswami is going to describe Yashoda was not affected by that. She was not affected by this. She didn't care whether Krishna is God or not. She was dragging him. She was trying to beat him. She was trying to catch him and bind him. This is called shuddha madhurya jnana. This is another aspect of bhakti. Ishvara Aishwarya Bhava is also pure bhakti. And there is another aspect of bhakti which Krishna enjoys, that is shuddha madhurya bhakti. And Prabhupada beautifully explains in the further purports that when Yashoda was trying to bind, she was not able to bind. And all the gopikas in the Vrindavan, they're watching this fun and they're all smiling. She's continuously bringing more and more rope to bind Krishna. She's not able to bind. And Prabhupada says Krishna was a small baby. 2 feet rope is enough to bind him. And she's bringing hundreds of feet of rope and she's not able to bind. Even though she's such a great devotee, but she's still subordinate to Krishna's supremacy. Krishna is supreme. But the same Supreme Lord enjoys this Madhurya Bhakti where there are certain devotees, they are not, their behavior doesn't get affected by Krishna's position. And that is the uniqueness of Madhurya Bhakti compared to Aishwarya Bhakti. In Aishwarya Bhakti, you are enjoying the greatness of the Lord. You can never imagine the devotees who enjoy Aishwarya Bhakti can ever hold one stick and threaten Krishna, drag him Krishna. It cannot. I mean, their behavior will not become like that. For them, the Lord gives pleasure in that way. But here, the Lord gives pleasure to these devotees in a different way, in a Madhurya way. So what is that? So, like Devaki and Vasudeva, they saw Krishna killing Chanura Mushtikasura. They entered the arena of that wrestling and they killed Chanura and Mushtikasura and killed Kamsa. And when they saw that, in Bhagavatam it is described, Devaki and Vasudeva, they affected. They thought, this is our child. We thought they are our children. But actually they are Supreme Lord. Like Arjuna, they thought, he is my friend. But he saw, he is not just my friend, he is also the Supreme Lord. Devaki and Vasudeva, they little hesitated. Because he is not just our child, he is Supreme Lord. So this is Ishvara Aishwarya Bhava, where it can affect your behavior with Krishna. This difference we have to understand. What is the difference of Vrindavan Bhakti, Mathura Bhakti or other Bhakti? In other Bhakti, this Ishvara Aishwarya Bhava is there, where the moment they become aware of the supremacy of the Lord, they can't deal with the Lord in the same manner that they used to deal with earlier. But only in Vrindavan, they just don't care for the supremacy of the Lord. This is what is described as speciality or uniqueness. It has to be understood very carefully. Why Madhurya Bhakti is unique? Because in the Madhurya Bhakti, the intimacy is so high, you ignore that jnana of the supremacy of the Lord becomes the background and the rasa becomes the foreground. In the Ishvara Aishwarya Bhava, jnana is in the foreground, rasa is in the background. Rasa means what? Which rasa? I am the father of Krishna, I am the mother of Krishna, or Arjuna, I am the friend of Krishna. It goes background. And the greatness of the Lord becomes the front. But in Vrindavan, greatness of the Lord is in the background. My relationship with you is in the front. Like mother, you may be a prime minister. She cares that you keep it outside. Now I want to treat you as my child. So this is the intimacy in Vrindavan that we find. And that intimate bhakti is what Gaudiya Vaishnava is presenting to all of us. That bhakti is very sweet. And that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching. This is very endearing to Krishna. It is endearing because they're so deep and intense that they don't care. Like another example is given, the Acharyas explain how, like when there are two types of friends. Arjuna is also Sakha, and there are friends in Vrindavan. Friends in Vrindavan, right? So when Arjuna saw the Vishwarupa, he hesitated. He said, I'm very sorry. I've spoken so many things to you. Please forgive me, all that he was saying. So when the friends of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan, sometimes they used to see that Devatas would come and offer prayers to Krishna and they say, my friend is God. What is their thinking? See, there is a difference between thinking God is my friend and my friend is God. You understand the two statement? God is my friend. That is what Arjuna is thinking. God is my friend. And here the Vrindavan, the friends are thinking, my friend is God. Here is the intimacy. That is how their feeling is not affected. He is first my friend and is God next. He is friend, that is first. He is God, that is later. But in other case, what happened? Oh, he is God. And then who is he? He is my friend. You understand? So this is the uniqueness of Vrindavan and the devotees of Vrindavan that Sukadeva Goswami is presenting. That is why to explain the Parikshit Maharaja's question, why Maharaj Nanda is fortunate, why Yashoda is fortunate, compared to Devaki and Vasudeva, Sukadeva Goswami narrated Damodara pastime in which this intimate dealings with Krishna comes to the extent of Yashoda chasing Krishna, catching him, trying to punish him, tying him to the wooden mortar, Damodar Lila, Krishna coming under the control and he's scared, he's crying, bhayam, he's under bhaya. Rudantam muhur netra, yugmam brijantam, rudantam, he's crying. All these things is going on where Yashoda is not bothered whether he is God, is not God. She saw universal form, but she is not bothered, whoever it may be. I just don't care. He is my son. That's all that matters to me. This difference between Devaki and Yashoda was pointed out by Kunti herself in her prayers. Right? Because Yashoda said, okay, he may be. You know how we hear many times the friends of Lord Krishna, they go back to home and they tell, today Krishna killed a big demon, Bakasura, Agasura and all that. So all that the Nanda and Yashoda, they hear all that, and after they hear all that, okay, fine, but he's still our child. It's not like they came to know and from that day onwards they changed their behavior with him. No, it never changed their behavior. Such kind of an intimate interaction comes under the purview of shuddha, madhurya, bhakti. This is called shuddha, madhurya, bhakti. That is why one of the acharya, he offers these prayers. Shrutim apare smritim itare bharatam anye bhajantu bhavabhitaha aham iham nandam vande yasyalindam parabrahma. I want to simply worship this Maharaj Nanda. Because in whose courtyard this parabrahma is crawling. Isn't it? So, Krishna, he is drinking milk and Yashoda, she smelled that milk is overflowing, is boiling. She had kept some milk. There's a reason for that. Why? And she kept Krishna down and she went. Why she left Krishna down? She was serving Krishna, right? She was pleasing Krishna. Then how can she leave Krishna down and go like this? So, again Prabhupada explains, because Yashoda was thinking Krishna is going and stealing butter everywhere. She wanted to make special butter. And Nanda Maharaj had 9 lakh cows in his Goshala. It is not the count of Gokul. It is only in his house. In one house, in their house, 9 lakh cows were there. Out of 9 lakh cows, Mother Yashoda specially selected 8 cows. How many? Called Padma Gandha category. They belong to a category called Padma Gandha. And they eat special grass in Govardhan, in Vrindavan. Not any grass they eat. They eat some special fragrant grass they eat, and they give special fragrant milk, and they make some special fragrant butter. So, this Yashoda Maya, she out of 9 lakh cows had selected these 8 special cows called Padma Gandha cows. And from that cow, Padma Gandha cow, she milked. And that Padma Gandha cow, she was boiling the milk for Krishna. So that milk was overflowing. So she wanted to go and save it. Somebody may mistake. See, Yashoda is more interested in milk than feeding it. This is all this because you don't know the background. The previous chapter is so many gopis came and complained to Yashoda, why your child is coming and eating our butter? Control him. So Yashoda thought, I'll make some special butter so that Krishna will not go any other house. And for that, she selected those 8 cows, Padma Gandha cows, and she's, now boiling that milk for Krishna. But Krishna got angry. Oh, Yashoda left me. It made angry. And then he went and broke the pots. So these pastimes of Krishna stealing butter. Krishna is called Kshirachor Gopinath. Kshirachor. Makhanchor. Right? And he also steals the clothes of the gopis. This stealing, this kind of activity, Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana, or Lord Ram, he will not perform. He's the same Lord. But in that form, he will not perform. You never see Lord Ram going and stealing something. He is Maryada Purushottam. Everything he does establishes his Maryada, his gravity, his grave behavior. Right? By seeing Lord Rama, you feel, oh, he's so great. Lord Narayana, Lord Vishnu, Krishna. But in the form of Narayana, he will not go and steal anything. You will never find anywhere in the Vedas and Upanishad where Narayana stole something. Vishnu means Narayana, Vishnu, Krishna, Rama, same. Right? But in the form of Narayana, he will not steal. In the form of Krishna, he will steal. In the form of Krishna, he will come under the control of his devotee like Yashoda. In the form of Krishna, he will cry. In the form of Narayana, have you seen Lord Vishnu crying anywhere? But who is Vishnu? Krishna. But the same Krishna, when he is in the form of Vishnu, does he cry? Is he scared? Everyone is scared of Vishnu, Narayana. He scares the whole world. The Vedas Upanishads say that this ocean is so scared because of fear of you, it doesn't cross its boundary. The Maruta, the wind is blowing because of your fear. Everyone is fearful of Krishna in the form of Narayana Vishnu. But that same Lord exhibits fear in the form of Krishna. And this is what Rupa Goswami points out as Lila Madhuri. What is that? Lila Madhuri. The 4 features that Supreme Lord exhibits in the form of Krishna, which it does not manifest in other forms. That is called Lila Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri, Venu Madhuri, right? Prema Madhuri. This Leela of stealing, the Leela of crying, Rudantam, Leela of getting scared, that you cannot find in any of the other forms of the Lord. So that is why the Acharyas are saying this form of the Lord called Krishna form, which exhibits these other special features, is considered to be the complete. This does not mean other forms are incomplete. This is when we hear all these words, immediately our material mind starts working. What is our material mind? Oh, there is some complete, and that means there is something incomplete. It is not incomplete. It is not exhibited there. That's all. It is not exhibited there. Here it is exhibited. In this form, all the features are exhibited. In other forms, some features are not exhibited. That is the only difference. And this is called Bheda. This kind of difference is called Bheda. Otherwise, he is Abheda. Abheda means what? He is the same Lord. Advaitam. Advaita. There is no difference between the Vishnu, Narayana, Krishna, Rama, Narasimha, Vamana, Matsya. Is Advaita. There is no difference. But at the same time, there is Bheda. What is that Bheda? The Bheda in the sense, in this form, the Lord exhibits certain feature. In other forms, the Lord does not exhibit. Now again, one more clarity. Does not exhibit is what we should understand. Not cannot exhibit. Cannot exhibit means, let's say in Vishnu form, Lord cannot exhibit. Oh, that means there is something missing in Vishnu form. This is the mistake many devotees do in ISKCON. Generally, they think that the Vishnu form, Narayana form is something inferior because in that form, all these things will not. All these things does not happen is different from cannot happen. Cannot happen means what? Incapable of exhibiting, incapable of doing. Does not means for whatever reason he doesn't exhibit it there. But if he wishes, he can exhibit. He can exhibit, that we see this. Like for example, there are many devotees in the Alvar Sampradaya, when they worshipped Lord Krishna, I mean of course the deity is a Lord Narayana deity, but when they are praying, when they offered prayer, the same Narayana deity, the Supreme Lord Narayana came as Krishna and performed the pastime. Right? That Venkata, what is his, Nandi and Patti, when those two devotees were offering prayer by the Kaliya Mardana pastime, that Utukkadu Venkata. So in the Utukkadu, so when the Nandi and Patti, they wanted to, hear the Kaliya Mardana pastime, so when the devotees offered prayer, so the Lord manifested. Same Narayana manifested as Krishna. So it is not that cannot manifest, does not manifest. Generally does not manifest. That is why it is said Narayana form does not manifest this 4 feature, but in the form of Krishna, he manifests all the features. And that's what here it is mentioned. So now this is what you see in the Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, why these devotees are glorified? Because their intimacy, their behavior with Krishna does not undergo any change when they see the opulence, the Aishwarya of the Lord. That's what we hear. When the gopis were dancing with Krishna in Rasa dance, Krishna disappeared and they were searching for Krishna, and the same Krishna appeared as Narayana. Right? But it's not that gopis did not know Krishna is Narayana. There are many prayers where themselves are offering prayer that you are Narayana, you are the Supreme Lord and all that. But they wanted that form of the Lord with whom they can dance. This form of the Lord is meant for worship for them. So they offered, Prabhupada says, they offered their obeisances and they moved on. Because they are searching for the form of the Lord which is suitable for them to play rasa dance. They know that when the Lord appears as Narayana form, we have to glorify him, we have to worship, we have to surrender. We have to do his pada puja. We cannot go and dance with him. Like for example, you are the son. Your father is Supreme Court judge. At home you are playing with him. And now where is my father? Where is my father? Like that you are searching, and your father is sitting in the seat of a judge. And that time, oh my father, like that you don't go and sit on his lap. You'll say, good morning, sir. You'll say, all that. So that was the behavior the gopis exhibited. They didn't say that, oh, Narayana is somebody that we don't know. Oh, he is some... No. They said, this form of the Lord is not what we are searching for. This form of the Lord will offer our obeisances. But they went on searching for the form of Krishna. That we see this. Prabhupada again explains that even Radharani was also searching in one occasion, and Krishna appeared as Narayana only. But same Narayana was transformed into Krishna because he could not contain himself as Narayana in front of Radharani. That is what we have to understand. This Yashoda, Nanda, Gopis, Radha, in front of them, the Lord is forced to manifest the form of Krishna. And Prabhupada explains, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. Because their bhakti is like that. Yashoda's bhakti, Nanda Maharaj bhakti, Radharani bhakti, all this bhakti is such that it demands Krishna. If Krishna has to deal with them, then Krishna has to be in the Krishna form only. How can you run behind Narayana, catch Narayana, tie him? This is not possible. It is called rasa bhasa. It is rasa abhasa. It disturbs the whole experience. So the Lord forms are as per the rasa experience of the devotees. Rasovai is full of rasa, ananda chinmaya rasa. As far as the tattva is concerned, tattva is always one. There cannot be two tattvas. Tattva means ultimate truth. Ultimate truth is one. That is why it is called Advaya Tattva. It is one truth. Same Narayana, same Krishna is same. But his forms are as per the rasa experience, relationship experience of his devotees. So here is Yashoda who wants to experience Krishna as her child. The child cannot show all the form and prowess and all these things that cannot suit. Like when we cook, when you cook something, you add shad rasa. Shad rasa means there are 6. Like salt is one of the rasa, sugar, khara, like this, right? Sour and all this thing. So you add based on what you are cooking. So like that, the form of Krishna is what the Vrindavan Bhakti demands. They want to deal with Krishna in a particular way. And for that way, it is a form of the Lord. If somebody wants to see the Lord with all his glory, Right? That's what Akrura saw. When Akrura entered, same Krishna Balaram he saw with Vaikuntha opulence. He entered into that pond and he saw Krishna being worshipped in a Vaikuntha. So, this is where we have to understand carefully, because Maharaj Parikshit is asking this question, what is the fortune of Nanda and Yashoda? And that is, they have a fortune of dealing with Krishna like this, feeding Krishna, right? And taking care of Krishna, playing with Krishna. All those things are possible in the form of Krishna, and that is the pastime of Damodara. And this sweet, intimate pastime of Yashoda and Krishna is described by Sukadeva Goswami to tell Parikshit Maharaj that how the sweet pastime establishes the fortune of Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. So what we should learn and what should we practice in our life? We should understand that this intimate bhakti that Yashoda is displaying, that need not be imitated. Prabhupada writes in purport. Prabhupada calls, you know what? Don't try to become Yashoda. That is called Mayavada. Always we have heard trying to become God is called Mayavada. But in this pastime, Prabhupada says even trying to become Yashoda is also Mayavada. Basically, Mayavada means trying to become something which is not as per your eligibility or your qualification. That itself is called Mayavada. So, then Prabhupada says you have to follow the footsteps of Yashoda. The footsteps of Yashoda you follow. Means how to worship Krishna. You can desire. Prabhupada says like sadhana siddhas. They can follow the footsteps of one of the great personalities of Vraja, Vrindavan, and Krishna will reciprocate with you. There are so many yogis in the previous life did so much of tapasya and appeared as gopikas in the Vrindavan. And that is why Krishna, in the pastime of that Brahma Vimohana pastime, so he appeared as their child and went to their home and satisfied their desire. He accepted them as of mother and father. But they did not become Yashoda. Yashoda is Yashoda. So we can also play with Krishna in the mood of Vrindavan by performing proper sadhana bhakti. Without performing sadhana bhakti, if you try to imitate Yashoda, that sometimes we see on Instagram and social media, somebody is always carrying one Laddu Gopal with them and all these things. This without doing sadhana. This is a sentimental sahajiya bhakti. If you want the shuddha bhakti that Yashoda experienced, then one has to do sadhana. And the sadhana begins with chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then being in the association of devotees. Doing our service, dedicating completely everything for the pleasure of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavata Shravana, Krishna Mahaprasadam taking, all these things will elevate us to this bhakti. So we'll stop here. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitya Gaur Premanande.